On that, oh my god. This is going to be a meme.
Oops.
What's going on, everybody? On behalf of New River Battalion, I'm Major Daniel Harrison. Welcome to Torched Ones, the show where we have answers to your burning questions and even hotter weeks. Today, we're joined by Cadet Joel Yi. Joel is from Tacoma, Washington, a mere 20 minutes from Joint Base Lewis McChord. He's currently an MS-1 or freshman in Army ROTC in Echo Company, Chase the Wolves. Nice. And in Golf Company, Virginia Tech Corps of Cadets. He chose to come to Virginia Tech because he wanted the challenge of a senior military college, and he was drawn to the motto, Ut prosum, that I may serve. He states that he's interested in commissioning in the Chaplain Corps, though I recommend a detour through the infantry first. Now, it's worth noting that Joel said he's pretty good with spicy food. So we're upping our game today. We're gonna go all the way to 1,000,000 Scovilles in our last round. So credit to Joel for being willing to do something new. This should be fun. Joel, welcome to the show.
So, all right.
You get to ask questions in a minute. I get to ask you one first.
Oh, okay.
Boom. What did you think of Ryan Louis' experience?
I think it was actually really cool. Yeah, he handled it a lot better than I thought. And I'm kind of worried now since I said I was pretty good with the spicy food, and I'm not sure how I'll do now, sir. But we'll see for this challenge.
You're gonna do fine. All right, what's your first question?
My first question is, why do you want me towards infantry for Chaplain Corps?
So, my recommendation to anyone who's considering a specialty branch or one that allows a branch detail is to go to a combat arms branch to get an understanding for how that part of the Army works, because those are organizations you're going to support. So the best chaplains I've known did something else before they were chaplains, and it allowed them to deeply empathize and sympathize with the soldiers they were supporting. Chaplains go to every flavor of unit in the Army, but the best ones I've interacted with as an officer or an enlisted soldier did something else before that.
I see. Yeah, I think that reminds me of, have you heard of Jeff Struker, sir?
I have. I've met Jeff Struker.
Oh, wow.
So is Captain Spadini.
Oh, wow.
He was still an Army chaplain
Yeah.
and was actually the chaplain at Ranger School when I went through as a student.
Wow.
And I'd met him before that. He's a good example of someone who did that path.
Right.
He was an enlisted Ranger, then he was an infantry officer, I believe, and then he was a chaplain. But he might have just been a chaplain without being an officer first. There's Colonel Light Shins out there somewhere. Colonel Shin, you're awesome. I appreciate you. Left his fingerprints all over me as a young lieutenant and junior captain as a chaplain, and he was actually an infantry officer in the 82nd before he ended up as a chaplain in the 82nd. That's where we met.
Very cool, sir.
All right, let's dig into this. But first, we'll be joined by two special guests. Gentlemen, come on down.
Thanks for having us, sir. Appreciate it. Having us.
Now, do you know why you're here?
Negative, sir.
Danger.
Great. Let's all eat our first wing, and then I'm going to ask. Cheers. Pretty good with that bread. So, Carter, we were talking a little bit of trash about Second Lieutenant Wells and his reaction to 600,000 Scovilles. That's 5. Can you hang?
I think I got 5, sir.
You gonna keep going with us?
Well, sir, I might have to get to my counseling with Major Sears, but I'd love to stay for a little bit longer.
You're not that guy, pal. Trust me. You're not that guy.
All right, well, big Cadet Yi, brave enough to come on as a company commander with not as big Cadet Yi. It's great to have both of you here. I honestly thought you were brothers. Turns out you're not. But thanks for coming on the show. Hall, great job showing up.
Yes, sir. Happy to be here.
You guys have any questions?
No, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So, Joel, why are you drawn to spicy food?
I don't know. I think just growing up as a Korean American, I've always been into, or my parents have always introduced me into Korean spicy food. It's always just been a normal thing, and I just like the flavor. I like the intensity, so that's why I like spicy food, sir.
I like chasing the capsaicin dragon. It's fun. All right. Thanks for coming, guys.
Thanks, sir. Appreciate it. Thank you, sir.
Have a great day.
Good luck. Room 4, down the swamp.
Okay, Joel, we're going to keep going. Any other questions before we escalate?
All right, so Major Harrison, so let's say you're on death row as a prisoner, right? What would be your last move, sir?
Well, I would probably go with medium rare prime rib, twice baked potato, a good salad with a lemon vinaigrette, mint chocolate chip ice cream with chocolate fudge and malted milk. And a beer. How about you?
All right. I think I'd start off with like a good pizza. I'd say a margarita pizza, really nice. And then wash it down. I probably like a pink lemonade. And then, have you ever seen those people that like try like really big bowls of ramen?
Yes,
challenges?
I've been one of those people.
I want to do that just indulgent and probably cap it off with a banana pizookie with peaches. So,
I've never had that. I have no idea.
it's a cookie pizza.
Okay, I'd be down for that.
Yeah.
All right, let's keep going. This is the Cadet. It's really cool. What I like about this line of hot sauce is they built this whole like horror mythology around this fake cryptozoologist, and each sauce that the Donna's hot sauce line makes has a different theme and like a different kind of horror story. Cheers. Cheers. So what key lessons do you take away from your experience as a cadet so far? What are the big things you've learned? Because a lot has changed between February and last August.
I think a lot of it is a lot of confidence. I think that's very important as a cadet. A lot of times where, especially when we're taught, like whether it be the floor, whether it be in Army ROTC during lab, I think one thing I've realized is just how important it is to have confidence. It sucks messing up. It sucks being like told, oh, you're wrong. But through that and through confidence, you're able to overcome those things and be able to learn as a leader.
So what's helped you build that confidence?
I'd say always trying new things. And even if like I'm not, even if I know by myself that I'm not capable of these things, just try it out. Just do what they tell you to do. And even though I know I'm gonna fail, I realize like that's how I'm able to learn.
Don't be afraid to fail. Failure is how we learn. It's one of our best teachers. Repetition and blunt force trauma. That's how we learn very quickly. But failure isn't bad. It's just improving.
Hell yeah.
Iterating, prototyping, learning.
What has been your favorite memory last semester in the New River Battalion, sir?
Branch reveal.
Let's go, Gary!
Super cool to see all those cadets in the room discover what their career was going to be. I remember that moment very clearly from my own time as a cadet, and it was awesome to see the joy and wonder on almost everyone's face, right? That was really cool. Cadet Richmond, she was absolutely my favorite reaction. I think she jumped like 9 feet in the air. Great to see someone that excited about getting a branch they wanted to serve in. Jerry Jones was a close second. He was also really excited. Did you get to see it?
I saw like clips of it on Instagram, sorry.
The recording's still on our social media. Definitely worth watching. It's a magical movie. How about you? What was your favorite memory so far?
Favorite memory? I think when we had, so it's either the 12-mile ruck march, and that's like our first time as MS1s doing it, but also just like during our last lab, we had like a competition between platoons, and I think that was really morale boosting, and also just like I realized like when we're competitive, we're able to like try a lot more harder than like regular lab. It's like really cool. So
competition is good. Fields of friendly strife. Did you get a roll up on the ruck march? I didn't catch up to you. You were too fast. I was running the second half, but I didn't catch everyone. So that means you were quick. Good job.
Do you like rollers, sir?
I love Rolos. If you don't like Rolos, I question whether or not we can be friends. All right, you ready to jump up?
Yes, sir.
All right, now this is a big increase.
Okay.
But it's gonna be fun. I'm loving the boneless. I might keep this. Plus, you can't take like a baby bite, everybody knows. So how would you compare the heart of Appalachia to the Pacific Northwest? What's different? What do you like? What do you not like?
All right, so it rains a lot in the Pacific Northwest, and my goodness, when I first came here, it was so nice to see sun all the time. Like I remember back at home, I'm just like dreading summer. Summer is like at least only 20 days of like sun, and the rest of the days are just like raining hard, just sitting inside, or it was not that fun, sir. But being here and like really enjoying it, I really like took the sun.
I have a lot of family in the Seattle area. My little brother was at JBLM for a while. My wife would love to go. I'm not so sure. I don't like the drizzle.
you told our class that you're at West Point, sir.
I am.
And what would you say has been like the greatest takeaways you've gotten from West Point, sir?
I don't know if I can boil it down to that experience per se. Well, no. So one of the things I've tried to tell you as a cohort is that you're building relationships and your reputation right now. My peers in the summer of 2003, when I showed up for cadet basic training in New York, I still talk to this day, right? And then there are people out of that group that I deliberately don't talk to this day. And you're gonna run into these people and the people you're gonna go through BOLIC with and the people you'll go to advanced camp with over and over and over again throughout your career. So approach that for what it is. Relationships matter, and the opportunities that you're providing or taking away from yourself are driven by your interaction with not only other cadets but cadre. You're gonna. I guarantee cadets in this battalion will serve with cadre that are in this battalion again. It's gonna happen. Anything else?
You know, and I was talking about pizza the other time. I was thinking about what kind of pizza you like. So let's say,
This will be fun.
let's say for the rest of your life you can only hit 5 toppings on a pizza. What would it be, sir?
I don't need 5 toppings.
You don't need 5 toppings, sir?
Unless one of them's hot sauce. My dream pizza, and I have some Italian buddies who cannot stand this, and I love reminding them about it all the time. It is a flat or thin crust, right, with cheddar cheese on a tomato sauce with jalapenos and pineapple.
That's controversial. I know a lot of people.
And pepperoni.
Not a lot of folks don't like pineapple pizza. So.
Yeah, I know. It's like the Hawaiian pizza, but with pepperoni. It's my absolute favorite. What would you have?
Ooh. So usually, like when I was a little kid, I loved pineapple pizza, sir. But lately, I just like jalapeno pizza. Sir.
What?
Jalapenos, pepperoni, some sausage, cheese, tomato sauce. That's perfect, sir.
Okay, I'm down with that. What is a hobby you have that most people don't know about? Yeah,
There's this thing really big in Asia, so they're called Gundams, where it's like
I'm
these,
very familiar.
Yeah, so I was really into making those. I'm still really into making those, sir. And I have a whole collection back at home.
So you must have a lot of patience and attention to detail as a result.
I hope so, sir.
So you like getting that realistic depiction of something, even
Yes,
though it's
sir.
not necessarily a real object.
Yes, sir.
Cool. All right. Let's go up a little bit. This is really good. There are 2 versions of the Poirets that we using this time. This is the KO edition, because it has, I think it's Carolina Reaper, it might be Pepper X. It's going to be fun. Cheers. Who do you think would win a contest at an open mic night at a comedy club? Cadet Nikolai Clayton, you know him?
Yes, sir.
Or Cadet Wyatt George?
I think you could have Wyatt George, sir.
Why?
I think just his personality and like how he is in general.
Hi, I'm Wyatt.
He's just very outgoing and like he was seen as the type of guy to keep making jokes, even if it like he may even the crowd may not laugh at him, he would still keep going.
Hi, I'm Wyatt.
I have found that humor helps a lot when things are getting challenging because, gallows humor, you can either joke about it and laugh or you can, break down and cry. So I'd recommend the former over the latter.
So if there was a boxing match between you and Sergeant Kent.
Sergeant Kent?
Sergeant Kent, sir. What would it be?
I don't know. I've never seen him, be in a pugilistic mode. I was an okay boxer, but my nose is crooked for not being able to block or miss a punch once. So I will give Sergeant Kent credit and say we'll probably, beat each other to a bloody pulp and it'll go to a decision. I don't know.
To this day! To this day!
It'll be fun. Do you guys do boxing at all as cadets here?
No, sir.
So it's a required class at West Point. Everybody gets the
I've heard of that.
box, and I ended up boxing, back to my original point, ended up boxing my buddy Jeb Townsend. Jeb, if you're out there, still love you, man. And we didn't know each other, but it was a knockdown, drag-out brawl, and it went down to a decision. And I won on paper, but I sure didn't feel like I'd won anything. And then we ended up in the same company the next year, and we were good buddies. So sometimes a fight is a way to relieve that kind of fight, to be clear. A way to relieve stress, and then you end up, getting along great. Okay. Would you rather do the sprint drag carry 5 times, 4 times, or try to outperform Captain Bowen in a full Murph?
Is how well is Captain Bowen on the Murph, sir?
Well, she is a monster, so I don't know. You tell me.
Wow. The sprint drag carry 5 times is insane, sir.
So Murph, mile in body armor, pull-ups, air squats, etc. Mile at the end.
I think I'd go with the Murph, sir.
Good luck. I think she'd crush you.
We'll see. We'll see.
Any other questions before we really jump up?
No, sir.
Sure.
Yes, sir.
All right. So this is Mr. Payne. Execute your taste buds hot sauce from Pepper Palace. 1 million Scovilles. You said you wanted to go. Let's go. What attracts you to the Chaplain Corps?
So a lot of the reason why, or I was inspired to go wanting to commission the Army was a lot to my best friend's dad. And then my best friend's dad was an Army chaplain, sir. And he was deployed in Afghanistan, and a lot of stories that he's prepared for me, and he's told me before, sir, were very influential, and especially since we all go to the same church, and it was very
He needs some milk.
I was very well into my faith, and it still am, sir, and I think being able to provide as an asset to the Army while helping soldiers out mentally and spiritually is a very important factor. So
Absolutely, because they, if they don't provide the religious support that service members need, they arrange for it. So even if, whatever your belief system is, if your chaplain isn't from that belief system, they're going to make resources or personnel available to support them. Now, while you guys are literally sweating.
It's hot out, sir.
What about life for a cadet do the rest of this university not realize? What do the faculty and students need to know about life as a cadet?
I think, sir, is maybe the team cohesion, that comes with being a rat class together. I think that's a really big thing, and building. I think, sir, is maybe the team cohesion, that comes with being a rat class together. Building that up and having a close group with a shared experience, all being in 4 cadets, and then to add to that, learning all that stuff about the different time wasting strategies that your cadre employed back when you were a freshman, making your door card, dragging a bunch of laps, coming to sign back in 3 times a day. It all kinds brings you together and helps you learn pretty valuable skills as a team.
Okay. All right, Joel, you made it to the end. Congratulations.
thank you, sir.
Great job. You survived, you crushed it. This camera, this camera, this camera. Tell the world what you got going on in your life.
Right now, currently MS1, getting ready for ACFT and FTX, getting ready to turn in the Corps, which basically means, from a freshman to actually being turned. Sorry, it's so emotional. Yeah, so basically we're able to socialize with upperclassmen now. No more of these fraternizing scares, I guess. And yeah, just excited for what the second semester has to hold.
You're so good, but not for me. Don't try to be the person you'll never be. Can't say we're different, but it's not a secret. Every time I you I wanna say.
Gotta go harder.